So here's the WRX. I didn't make any videos of installing any of this because my buddy and I did everything at once. And we just like trying to bang it out as fast as we can. It still took all day. Yeah, I didn't have my tripod or anything, so there's how-tos on pretty much everything here anyway. But I will say, if you do, if you change your crank pulley, I even let it warm up a little bit, and that bolt was in there really good. So we ended up breaking two little. We only had these. Didn't have the 1/2 inch, but we broke two 3/8 breaker bars. We ended up just putting a 22 millimeter wrench on there and smacking it with the hammer, and it came off. But yeah, that bolt's kind of a pain in the butt. Just gonna kind of go over everything I got done on it so far. Got the Grimmspeed up top mount intercooler upgrade and charge pipe. I got the Moroso air oil separator on there, and they kind of designed it for this car, is what the website said. So it bolts up real clean and real easily. Lightweight crank and water pump pulley. Did the TGV deletes. You can see I haven't really cleaned it up or nothing. Plugs are sitting there. I did the EGR delete. And you can't see it, but I put the Killer B equal length header on there. And I already had, when I got it, had a 3-inch NVIDIA. I believe NVIDIA 3-inch racing exhaust, so it shoots flames when you get on it, which is pretty cool. Right now it's in limp mode because we just like threw everything on at once. And it has a stock ECU, no tuning at all. So it's in limp mode, so I can't really. I mean, it'll drive, but it won't rev past like 4,000 when you get on it. So I gotta save up for the tune. I was emailing the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, $350 for the single fuel tune." And I got down there. It's like a 45-minute drive. I got down there, and he's like, "Oh, it's gonna be actually $1,000 because you gotta pay another $650 for this Cobb access port so we can access the ECU." I was like, "Well, damn." So I'm gonna save up for a little bit. Probably wait till the springtime to be better to get it tuned anyway. So for now, it's just a real expensive garage ornament till get it tuned. Then I don't know, probably daily this for the most part. It's real fun to drive. The Cruise, I don't know if anybody watching this is wondering about the Cruise, but it's fine. Just did an oil change on it, and there's a coolant leak. I don't know if it's a common problem on these, but there's a coolant leak on the upper radiator hose going into the block. It's right on the edge of the hose, like right around the clamp. It got corroded and loose and was leaking, so I was cleaning it up, and I had one of these kind of clamps on there, so I took that off and put one of the worm clamps where you can screw down with the screwdriver. Tightened it real good, so it's all good now. But yeah, still gonna tear that apart sometime. Put the bigger intercooler on, the fuel injectors and the turbo upgrade and all that fun crap. This was a lot. Well, I guess not easier, but didn't have to tear the bumper apart to do everything. Just had to take the skid plate off, and hardest thing was the header. That's because them bolts were stuck on there real good, and ended up stripping one of them, but that was fine because I got the extra ones. But I ended up putting this thing together before the Cruise because I think this will be a lot more fun, make more power. So it was easier to put everything on, and like everything's just right up top, and undo that plate down there, and yeah, it took like 7 or 8 hours to do everything, if that. Yep. And change the spark plugs, so I thought I was getting it tuned, and that was kind of a biatch. Mostly on this side, because you gotta undo the air box and unbolt the ECU, move it out of the way, get to the spark plugs, but wasn't too bad. Yeah, isn't really anything going on in this video. Just kind of give an update. When I get it tuned, my goal is to be around 350 horsepower torque on 93 octane, which 350 horsepower might be a little high depending on the dyno, but I don't want the torque to get too high so I don't fold the rods, but should at least be in the creep up there in the 300s. Pretty good, be pretty fun to drive for a stock engine, stock turbo, just bolt-ons in the tune. I'll start it up real quick. It's been a couple days since it's been started. I personally can't really hear. I got the car cover on because it's a gravel alley and it gets dusty as hell in here. I can't hear too much of a difference myself. So I'm covering the exhaust. Like when you're driving it, you can definitely hear the turbo quite a bit better with the header on it. And I don't know, maybe it gives a little bit more of a rumble. It's probably a lot easier to tell in person. But the header is pretty much the only audible difference right now. I got the light on. On, it's not happy. I believe because I pulled the codes, it was a pain in the ass to find out what exactly the codes definitions were. I think the ABS came on something to do with the EGR, or I don't know. This car is kind of weird with when you start unplugging crap, don't tune it, has some funky codes going on. It starts. It doesn't idle bad or anything. It doesn't have any boost leaks. Like whenever driving it around, in any boost you can build, since it's in limp mode, there's no leaks. It's running fine. This computer is not happy. So, yeah, I really can't tell too awful much of a difference with when it's in neutral from the lightweight pulleys. But I did notice rev matching was a lot easier. I know it has a rev hang in the computer or whatever, but it was a lot easier rev matching when I was cruising it around after I got it done. I was probably going to stay on high idle because I'm not going to let it get warm or nothing, but I'll let you check out the exhaust. Headers under the heat shield or the skid plate. There's the Subaru. I'll be sure to post updated videos when I get it tuned and let everybody know what the power is and go rip it around town. Stay tuned.